grand opening, grand closing. My friends, my family, my fellow gamers, is your only friend these YouTube streets, Puerto77. And hey, it's been a while, but I guess, we got another episode of The Dunk. If you're not familiar, I have this special section. The Dunk, I hardly use it. It's reserved once in a while for the most cringiest and stupid takes on the internet. It's pretty much a clapback. The last time I did it, I think it was actually on this dude, right? Wet Dream on the streets and stuff like that. And I whooped his ass so bad that he prioritized the video and he made all these excuses coming to the comment section crying. But he's back, whatever. Somebody put me on this. And this dude, bro, like, just to give you a little snapshot of this dude, he upload over the last month 98 videos. 10 in one day. I'm looking at the stats. 98 uploads of videos. And if you're not familiar with his content, this is the stuff he uploads. This is his content and shit like that. He just goes, watches other podcasts, and that's it. You understand what I'm saying? So to upload 98 videos, that means you are spending mad hours watching YouTube podcasts and stuff like that. That shit is crazy and wild. And recently I just found out, oh no, it's Alex, dunk the shit out of him. Like, bad. Got this dude, and all because of a comment, apparently, right? Oh man, it's as they say. And apparently this guy ain't even in the video. Oh, I enjoy watching Alex's video, but I gotta call cap. Nah, your hero dunked on you. My boy, there's a saying that goes, never meet your heroes. You met your hero and Alex dunked on you bad. Oh man, it was absolutely tolerable, right? I'm like, wow. But anyway, let's go. Right? This dude's salty. He's stuck with his Xbox Series S. He might have an X. I don't fucking know. I don't know. But let's go. Let's see his stupidity. It's been a while. Let's go.
You gotta get that pro, letting every single person know you.
All right, I didn't expect that. What is he doing? He's singing. Why are you singing? What's happening here? Do people on your channel find that entertaining? Are you one of those American Idol rejects? Like, what's going on here?
I get that pro. No, I gotta get that pro. I got it pre-ordered at the freaking store. I gotta get that pro. No.
This guy sound like boiling cats. Yo, how many subscribers he has? 4,900? Y'all really find this entertaining? Y'all subscribe to this? God, man. Xbox consoles suck ass to the point where you find this entertaining. Shit is crazy.
I gotta get that pro.
Oh my God.
Trading my girlfriend's PS5 and 4. I'm gonna get that pro. No. We got the new Starfield gameplay, man. What is this? Starfield Shattered PlayStation Fanboys? What's this?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Did he say that was Starfield?
Oh. But is this a new announcement?
Mathematically, it was the 12
cool.
T-flop Xbox versus the 10.3 T-flop PlayStation.
Wow, so the graphics in Starfield looking quite impressive.
You had a
Did he say the graphics in Starfield looks quite impressive? That's what he said?
difference of just 1.7 T-flops, right? That 1.7...
Oh, wow. Oh, wow, this game looks impressive. Oh! Oh! What? This is the new Starfield? Oh! Welcome to the real world, Pony. man, out here running away from this character like a Shadow Colossus boss, man. What are you doing, man? Get yourself out there, PlayStation Pony. Look at the Series X, man. This gameplay looking fire, man. Microsoft did about to play Starfield, man. This is a nice gameplay announcement. Look at this.
That is petty level shit.
Yeah. Well, this game like he looked back like, yo, what you gonna say? What you say, Pony? Huh? What you say, Mr. Like Myself? Bruh, this is hilarious, bro. Like I'm about to pick up Starfield, man. I'm about to try out this new play. What is it called? Starfield Shattered Fanboys. Yeah, this looking fire, bro. Look at the power of the Series X, power of the Series X.
So you're about to pick up Starfield because of that, because the gameplay looks great. Don't you have Game Pass? It's already on there. So you don't have to go pick it up. You could just download it. But here's the thing. Let me show you the source of that video. Of the gameplay. Microsoft did it again. Let me show you. This is it right here. This is the original. It's a baked beans commercial from 10 years ago. It's not Starfield. You don't even play your own games. Starfield's been out for over a year, bro. And it's on Game Pass. And you didn't play it. You confuse Starfield with a baked bean commercial. And again, look, this is on the channel right here. It says right there, 10 years ago. Moon Monster beating astronaut in a frightened beans commercial, mock ad HD. It's not Starfield, man. You don't play Xbox games. It's a baked bean commercial from 10 years ago. It's not Shattered Space. You don't play your Xbox. You don't play your Xbox. You even said you're gonna pick up Starfield. You got it on Game Pass. You hit the download button. Unless you don't got Game Pass. I can't. These cats. These fake ass Xbox fanboys. Anyway, let's listen to more of his bullshit.
It's not this.
I gotta stop. Hold on. This guy really thought that was Starfield, man. It's a baked beans commercial. It's a baked beans commercial from 10 years ago, from 2014 and some shit. It was baked beans. It's not Starfield. It's not Starfield. Why didn't you play Starfield? How are you capping for Xbox and you don't play Starfield? It's oh my god.
Missing the PS5 Pro. Like, this is, come on now. What's going on here, Jacob?
Bro, people are dismissing the PS5 Pro because the specifications, like I've previously stated before, is the fact that it's still 16 gigabytes of GDDR6 RAM, and the CPU is the same exact thing, Puerto Rock. Like, why do you guys keep grossing over this fact, bro? Like, stop glazing this platform. Okay, you get a little bit more GPU power, which is probably going to help for more Unreal Engine 5 games, but that's depending on how the developer goes about it. Like, if they have an emphasis on graphics, you're still going to get some bad performing games. So it's essentially based on how they want to use that little bit of GPU power, which is probably more essentially going to help gauge the frame rates. I'm assuming that's what they're going to do, but it's not going to be that significant. Maybe on some games, maybe some games that are not really that demanding. But like I said, for Alan Wake 2 and games of that nature, you can still see the pros still suffering.
We do. Yeah.
Shut up, bro. Just shut the hell up. Why are you even talking about this topic, bro? I'll even use your own 16. You trying to hide behind 16 GDR6 as damage control. Because clearly you're too stupid to know anything about this topic. First off, yes, all three platforms use GDR6, right? But we'll use the PlayStation 5. PlayStation 5 uses 16 gigabytes of GDR6, but at a bandwidth of 448 gigabits, okay? Xbox has 16 gigabytes of GDR6, but only 10 gigabits of it is at 508 gigabits. The remaining 6 is at 338 gigabits, which is slow RAM. So you can see right off the bat the differences. The PlayStation 5 Pro has 16 gigabytes of GDR6, and it's 100% fully 576 gigabytes. So right there, you see the speed difference is completely different, right? I mean, you do realize 576 is bigger and better than 16 gigabytes at 576 gigabits is better than 10 gigabytes at 506 gigabits and 16 gigabytes at 448 gigabits. That right there. But on top of that, PlayStation 5 Pro has additional RAM, GDR5, right? Has 2 gigs, right? And the reason why they added that 2 gigs is so that way majority of the OS function can be used on that. Only a partial, just a small sliver, maybe anywhere from between 1 to 1.5 gigabits will be used from the GDR6. That means the developers on the PS5 Pro is going to have more RAM, all right? It's going to have more RAM for games, more than what the PS5 Pro can provide because it only has 16 gigabytes of GDR6. It doesn't have additional RAM, and neither does the Xbox Series X. So the developers not only has access to more RAM, but it's faster than the 2 other baseline consoles. That is a huge difference. But you don't understand that. In your simpleton brain, all you see is the number 16 and that's it. And you think that's it. The conversation ends there. Stop it, bro. And then it's beyond more than that. You also got that. And it's not just a little bit GPU. It's actually 45% better, which is a significant performance that. And then brand new technology PSSR. When you package all of that together, you got a complete more powerful system, all right? You brought up Alan Wake. And this is what Alan Wake's bringing to the table. One is bringing in something that these consoles cannot do, the base. The Xbox Series X and the base PlayStation 5 cannot do ray tracing. They're adding that on the Pro, something that cannot be done on the current consoles. So does that sound like a little bit more? Right here, this is what Alan Wake is doing. PS5 Pro quality mode features ray tracing, which isn't available on the base PS5 version of the game. Of course, they're only talking about PS5, but ray tracing is not available on the Xbox version either. 30 FPS with ray tracing, ray trace reflections, opaque and transparent, output resolution, as you can see here, render resolution right there. None of the consoles doing that. Series X is not doing that. The PS5 is not doing that. It can't do it. You don't get this mode, okay? And then the performance mode, right? It's right here. The performance mode on the PS5 Pro features significantly higher output resolution and has more visual detail compared to the base PS5. And that also includes the Series X, because the Series X and the base PS5 has similar resolution and visual detail. The Pro Performance uses approximately the same image quality render setting as the base PS5's quality mode. The overall image stability, fog, volumetric lighting, and shadow accuracy have been improved on the Pro. So all those things are better on the Pro. Better than Series X, better than the base PS5. And is doing it at 60 frames. Using approximate the same render image quality settings as the base quality mode, base PS5 performance mode runs at lower render image quality settings, render resolution, blah, 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 base PS5 output 1440p. Right? But if that's not enough, right here, this is just Armor Core. Somebody showed a screenshot, a comparison of the PS5 Pro versus the Series X. Lock 60 with ray tracing, while Xbox Series X is struggling at 38. Huge difference between the two. Not even close. Not even close, okay? And then if that's not enough, right, you also have a developer. Now, again, let's not move the goalposts like, oh, this game sucks. I don't give a shit if the game sucks or whatever. It's all about the technology and what the Pro can do. This game, Empire Ants, this game can only run at 30 frames. This game is locked at 30 frames on both the base PS5 and the Xbox Series X. You can't play this game at 60 frames. They locked it at 30, and that's all you're going to get to maintain the visuals and all that stuff. But on the Pro, it will run at 60 FPS and 4K upscaled from native 1440p, most likely using the PSSR or some type of rendering. So these are just going to be the many examples. And there's going to be more examples. Now that it's out, all bets are off, right? You're going to see more 60 FPS games, right? And games that are locked at 30 FPS on the Xbox and the base PS4, there's potential that it's going to be 60 FPS on the PS5 Pro. Sorry, brother. Listen, you might as well just go to PC if you want to keep talking shit. Because your Series X or your Series S, that shit ain't cutting the mustard. Hell, it ain't even cut the mustard against the base PS5. What the hell are you going to do against the Pro? Stop your bullshit.
Yep. Look, I'm going to be honest, man. It is what it is. These guys, listen, 90% of the Xbox fan base have already flipped sides. You know, they want to be part of PlayStation Nation now, or PC Master Race. They already jumped ship. Ain't no but a handful of them left, right? And those are the guys who are blabbering nonsense, and they don't matter because they don't make any sense.
J-Dub, bro, what do you mean don't make any sense, bro? Y'all, ain't this the same dude that
Y'all don't make any sense. I mean, hell, right off this rip off the video, you try to simplify GDR6 without the details behind it. You know, all you saw was 16, 16, 16. Oh, they're all the same to me. Herder, Hodor. So of course you don't make sense. You never made sense, bro.
I said GTA 6 will be running at 60 FPS on the Pro, bro. And what's even more funny is the fact that there's not that much power under the hood like you people want to believe.
Then how come you can't get ray tracing Alan Wake 2 on the Xbox Series X? How come it's only exclusive in consoles to PC? PC has it with more powerful hardware, but on consoles they couldn't do it. Right? I already showed the proof, right? And it's only gonna get worse.
Now the new narrative that ponies are going to use is the fact that it's close to 17 teraflops, which therefore means that it's more powerful.
No, we're not using that narrative. We're not using that narrative. We're talking shit about you guys. You created that narrative. You created that narrative. We're not creating that narrative, right? Because PlayStation 5 already proved that T-flop doesn't necessarily translate to better performing, okay? That's what we said. All we're doing is talking shit about you. You guys talk shit over a 1.7 teraflop difference, and you made it the biggest thing in the world. But now you got a 4 T-top difference, and now it's nothing. It's your standard. Don't put that shit on us, right? If anything, the way we see it, if Sony was able to knock it out the park with 10.7 T-flops, I can't only imagine what they're going to do with 16.3 or whatever. It's going to be amazing. But T-flop was always Xbox narrative. That's the reason why I showed that video. That video was made by an Xbox fanboy. That whole video, all over because of a 1.7 T-flop difference, and your dumb ass thought it was goddamn Starfield.
Powerful than the Series X, but these
Play
are the
your
same
games, bro.
people that said the PS5 was more powerful than the Series X, even though the system had 10 teraflops and the other one had 12.
That's exactly our point. So imagine, you seen it for yourself. You seen for yourself what 10.7 T-flops can do with the PS5. You would have to be a complete moron not to admit like, yo, this thing packed above its weight easily. Because there are many games that are better running on the PlayStation 5 than the Xbox Series X. So imagine what Sony's going to be able to accomplish, what developers going to be accomplished on the Pro with an additional performance. And then on top of that, new AI upscaling technology that is specifically built for the PlayStation 5. Plus more memory bandwidth and more memory because Sony added an additional 2 gigabytes of GDR5 specifically for the OS. So let's say the OS needs 3.5 RAMs of memory. That means on the PlayStation, out of the 16 gigs, 3.5 has to go to the OS. On the Xbox, out of the 16 gigs that has 3.5 has to go to the OS. But on PlayStation, out of the 16 gigs, only 1.5 needs to go to OS because the other 2... Wait a minute. All right, I think I lost you. All right. So GDR5 has 2 gigs. So that number's there. There's 2. And if you need 3.5, 3.5 minus 2 is 1.5. So 1.5 is all they're going to need out of the 16 gigs from the Pro. So that means 14.5 gigs are going to the developer, while on Xbox and PS5, if you do 16 minus the full 3.5, you're talking 12.5. So 12.5 gigs goes towards games on the base platform, while Pro has 14.5. I lost you, didn't I? No wonder you're still in high school at the age of 23.
So it's like you can't win with these fanboys. It's like Microsoft had the specifications with the Series X that showed and indicated how their platform is more powerful than you. And then you guys use some case-by-case scenarios where it's like, oh, well, the PS5 version runs better. Well, not by much, but it ran better on the PS5. And you guys use that as an argument.
Okay. So you do admit, okay, it's not by much, but it's just a little. So now... don't worry about PlayStation fanboys. Don't worry about spending on YouTube all day to create 90 videos. Why don't you make a video, at least one video of your own thoughts and your analytical thinking? But you're still in high school at the age of 23. What I mean by that is this. If PlayStation was able to make a competent console at 10.3 T-flops and games perform better than Xbox Series X. Even if it's by a little bit, it still performed better. Even keeping up. You don't even have to say better. Even Steven keeping up. 10.3 keeping up with 12 T-flops. Keeping up is impressive. Then you should, like, analytically think to yourself, damn, If Sony was able to do that at 10.3, then man, 16 T-flops plus more memory available for developers and this new PSSR technology, to which there's already content out there that shows that is better than FSR 3.1, XESS, and it's just under DLSS. It's when you put all that together, your mind should have been like, you know what, this shit might hit. Because look what they did with the base PS5. Now you're telling me they got all this? Not hard, bro.
But to say that the PS5 is more powerful than the Series X. Like, it's ridiculous. I mean, if anything, all Sony really did was gauge the distance between these platforms, because Microsoft's console had no real issue performing games through Unreal Engine 5. Even Sony fanboys themselves have stated that. So, like I've said previously before,
every console has issues.
PlayStation 5 struggled with Unreal Engine 5. Now you have a platform that probably can more manage that issue. So, like I said, all you did was gauge.
Can probably. He says probably.
Gauge the power difference.
Do you really honestly believe a GPU that's 45% more powerful, a 10% boost in CPU, dramatically upgraded in memory? Again, now you got around 14.5 gigs at 576 gigabytes per second, and actual, the first of its kind for consoles, AI upscaling. And that's just going to marginally, like, maybe be better than the PS5 or Series X? You really believe that nonsense?
And you probably have a little bit more power under the hood just because of the GPU, but that's about it. It's really not that significant, like the way you people are making it.
Yeah, it is significant. When you're literally getting modes that you can't get on the base consoles, it's significant.
They got my brother Dark out here, trying to figure if he want to be a PC gamer. He's trying to work that out. It's like, dude, just get a fucking PlayStation. Get your PS5 Pro like you really want to and call it a day. Stop fooling around with the damn PC. But these guys, they for 2 generations in a row, they've hyped up having all that power. When power was never Xbox's problem. Microsoft has always tried to fix a software issue with more hardware. And they jump out the gate.
And what's funny is that, don't you think Sony is doing the same thing? It's so funny that you go as far to say that Microsoft is always decided to fix their, what did he say? Their software problem with hardware. But then people can make that same argument for Sony, because that's why we're seeing a lack of games, but we're seeing more hardware from them. That's so funny that you had a problem when Microsoft did it, but you have no problem when Sony does it, because there's a significant lack of games on this platform.
This time,
let's just be honest.
Yeah, let's be honest. How many exclusives have you, like, games? Let's go, toe-to-toe. On your Xbox console versus the PlayStation console, name me all the exclusives that came out for Xbox this year that you beat. And we'll see if I could outbeat that. Yeah. Now you're going to bring up, we're only talking first party. It's funny because you champion at the age of, your young ass age, old school OG PlayStation, when you were probably like 5 when it came out, right? That's what's hilarious. If you were an old school PlayStation, right? Old school PlayStation, right? One of the big games for the platform, especially when it left Nintendo, was Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 7 was a huge deal on PlayStation 1, right? And so as well as 8 and 9. Final Fantasy 10 was a big deal. Even when the game went day one multiplat, Final Fantasy 13, that was still a bigger deal on PlayStation 3 than even on Xbox, right? Because all the Final Fantasy was there. Even with Final Fantasy 15, that went on, was also multiplayer on Xbox. Majority of the sales was on PlayStation 4 because that's where the fan base at. So you're telling me the year where we got Final Fantasy Rebirth, along with other games like Helldivers, Stellar Blade, Rise of Ronin, Silent Hill 2 Remake, no games? Then let's go. Let's make the comparison. Because all y'all did this year was Hellblade, and that lasted 30 minutes. It's clear you don't play Starfield, which was last year, so you don't even play that. Come on, bro. What are we talking about here? It's just a stupid argument of people. You guys didn't play PlayStation, or at least you were like 5 years old when you did, right? Because PlayStation has always been a combination of content from the first party, second party, and third party, all wrapped up. In fact, the PlayStation 2 won the console war by the end of 2001. Because by the end of 2001 or so, you had Metal Gear Solid 2, Grand Theft Auto 3, Devil May Cry, Final Fantasy X, Silent Hill 2. It was over. Hell, Grand Theft Auto 3 alone was over. In fact, Grand Theft Auto 3 came out in 2001. Grand Theft Auto Vice City came out in 2002. Back to back. It was over. But nobody said anything about how PlayStation was handling that. At the end of the day, it was how PlayStation Publishing was able to manage and get exclusives from the console, regardless of who was coming from. That's always been the strength of PlayStation. But now, because Xbox sucks, and they're weak as a publisher across the board, now y'all want to say some shit. Stop it.
Not one next generation
PlayStation fan saying this is a weak year when literally Rebirth is, oh
console,
my God.
but
Unbelievable.
two,
These fake
and
ass PlayStation
still
fans.
got issues with the software. Think about it. They bought.
How does Microsoft have issues with the software? How? Gears E-Day, South of Midnight, State of Decay 3, Perfect Dark. What do you, Indiana Jones, Blade? Seriously, bro? A new Halo game on the Unreal Engine 5. What are you talking about, bro? You people don't even know when your game's even coming out, bro. The only game that you guys even have coming out, inevitably, is Marvel Wolverine. Your DLC got canceled. Your Marvel Spider-Man online game got canceled. Your Last of Us 2 multiplayer game got canceled. You're still playing remasters and remakes. You tell me where's the lack of software when it comes to Xbox, bro?
Simple. You just proved it. Every game you name, you can't play. You didn't name games that are already out. You named everything that's coming. And most of the stuff is coming is only because Xbox bought Bethesda and Activision Blizzard. Minus also, whatchamacallit? What's that game you mentioned? Oh my God. Oh my God. The FPF you just mentioned. Give me a second. Let me wind it back. Perfect Dark. And that shit was announced in 2020. There you go. 2020. Perfect Dark was announced fucking 2020. What we're talking about is historically, since the Xbox One, y'all been in a shitter. And the only way Microsoft recovered, which I'm not saying it's a bad plan to recover, but let's be honest, the way they recovered was primarily backed by Bethesda and ABK. But because you made a deal with the devil, and that cost a lot of chanchito, a lot of change, $100 billion, they had to forego your console. They had to put your console on the bottom of the priority. Your console's nothing more than, hey, it exists, you got Game Pass, you're going to get our games. But make no mistake, they're not thinking of, okay, how can we sell more consoles? How can we make this console look better? How can we treat the people who bought this console feel unique and be like, yes, this is why I bought a console. Yeah, Microsoft's not doing that. You saw. You can't even have your own game. You can't even have your own Gamescom. You can't even have your own shows without PlayStation being mentioned at this point. At this point, if you notice the evolution of Microsoft, right? First, they're talking about we'll put games everywhere on Game Pass supported platforms. So then that told people, oh, good, it's not going to go on PlayStation. And then eventually be like, oh, it's just these 4 games just to test these out. Okay, whatever, right? But they're still mentioning. Then they go, we're thinking of more platforms and, they're not specifically saying PlayStation. Okay, now they're just outright saying PlayStation. Satya's recent letter specifically spells out PlayStation and Nintendo to the entire company, saying we're putting more games. Now, they don't have an issue saying PlayStation. They don't have an issue. You notice that? Microsoft no longer tries to, play politics. No, they're saying it to your face. You can't even have a show without them saying PlayStation. You saw Gamescom, right? How did you enjoy them saying when Indiana Jones is coming to PlayStation on your very own show for you Xbox gamers? Yeah, you like that? Because, boy, the internet was crying from every Xbox Fanboy podcast. All of them. When they saw PlayStation 2025, all of them. Yo, even you have every Xbox guy like, oh, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. All of y'all crying. And I know you were crying too. You know you were crying. Stop lying.
Tell me. And then, I forgot. Avoid. If anything, Microsoft got more games coming out than you. That's why you guys are port begging.
That doesn't even matter. Microsoft can have all the games come out. They're all coming on PlayStation, dog. Microsoft don't have no love for you. Your niche.
Begging them for on your port begging them for your platform.
Port begging them? It's Phil saying he's putting on them. Your own boss, your own leader, your own God. Your God is telling you what he's doing. And you're just going to have to sit there and take it. And then the beautiful part is they are supporting the pro. Call of Duty is pro enhanced. Diablo 4 is pro enhanced. You best believe every game you're playing on your Xbox Series S is pro enhanced. Microsoft does not care if even on your own console you don't even have the best console version. They're going to exploit the pro. They're going to take advantage because they're all about PlayStation now. Satya's all about PlayStation. They want to take advantage of 65 million consoles. And they want money off that fan base. So they're going to make this fan base happy. They're going to make the PlayStation fans happy. And those developers got enhancement. And they're going to put enhancements. So all y'all shit, Gears of War E-Day? Yeah, on your Xbox Series S? Bro, get the Pro or get a PC. Because you are going to play the worst version of that game. If you don't get the Pro or play on PC, your favorite game, Gears, you're getting the worst out of it. Hey, but hey, you do you, man. Enjoy where you want to play.
Right now, ABK, ZeniMax, they own all of the publishers, they own all that, and they still only put out one game this year. So they still have that problem.
So what games have Sony put out? I mean, we can't count Rise of Rome and Rebirth because these are games that Sony didn't really make. I would say Astro Bot, right? That would be one. I mean, Astro Bot was kind of the only game Sony really put out. Helldivers 2 wasn't even specifically made by them. Like, come on, bro. It was more of a second-party studio game. Like, bro, what exclusives are you talking about?
These guys are still they're hoping to get a handheld. They're hoping to get another next-generation console that's more powerful. But right now, because Phil said what he said about never not having the most powerful system ever again, and they, you know how they love Phil and his quotes. They hold him to it. And now that they don't have that power, they can't cope. So the number one thing
even when Xbox had the power, you people still said they did it. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you PlayStation fan.
Well, you didn't. You even said it yourself in the video that PlayStation still had games that run better. Okay? Make no mistake, this is not going to be like PS5 versus Xbox Series X comparison. It's not. PlayStation 5 Pro is going to blow out every console to include its own. It's not even going to be close. Okay? Again, right off the gate, we're getting a Mode Alan Wake 2 that's not even available. And the King of Ants or whatever. Right? That game is locked 30 on consoles, on the base consoles. You're going to play at 60 FPS on the Pro. And that's going to happen.
Was because you're going to find something to change the narrative anyway. Even when Microsoft had the power, you did it with the original Xbox. You still complained. You did it with the 360, even though the PS3 was more powerful on paper.
Well, fun, you said original Xbox, bro. You were probably like 9, so stop it. You know, original Xbox was a great console, and it was more powerful, but it was a great console. And the 360. Great Xbox consoles. I had the OG Xbox, right? You probably didn't, or you probably got it as a hand-me-down, okay? I was there day one, you know, with the Xbox. I also got Halo 2 day one. It was a great console, right? So I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
But the 360 had better ports, and you guys still found ways to cap on it.
No, 360 absolutely did have better ports. There was no cap. That's absolute truth. Absolute truth. It had the better version. If anything, that taught us the lesson that specs, if anything, that should have been the gen to teach people. Be careful with spec sheets. If anything.
So people don't want to hear it. You cap even when the 1X came out. Talk about who needs that if you ain't got no games, even though they have more options.
Who don't want to hear it? Bro, your group is niche, so we don't care who's listening. There's not enough for y'all anyway. So, if a small group of Xbox gamers don't want to hear it, we don't care. Y'all a very small part of the console industry now. Like, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you guys want to listen or not. Who you? You don't have enough. This is probably the worst gen for Xbox console ever. This is the worst forever. You are at this point, you're at your lowest point. You know what I'm saying? In significance. So if you significant few don't want to listen, it doesn't really matter. Y'all don't really hold sway anymore. You don't even hold sway over your own company. Microsoft doesn't care. They're literally gonna do what they want because there's not enough for you for them to even care to begin with.
Games and what you're getting with your PS5 Pro currently. Like, nobody wants to hear this, bro. I noticed this trend that a lot of you PlayStation fanboys always want to discredit what Microsoft has contributed to the gaming community. And what's even more laughable is the fact that even PlayStation themselves has benefited from the Microsoft method, which is very similar to Sega. That's why I'm a fan of Microsoft, because I enjoy their vision. This is the same vision that Sega shared. That's why I like Microsoft.
All right, so you like, let's talk about their vision. You like Microsoft putting in the work as a publisher, timed exclusives to PC over their own console. For example, timed exclusives like Towerborn, which I don't even know if you still could play that, right? Early access Towerborn. I don't even know if Xbox can still play that. Are you guys finally able to play Towerborn, or that's still only available on PC? How about when they release Gears of War Tactics first on PC? Yeah, their own first-party franchise. Gears of War Tactics was released on PC first. And the damage control you Xbox fanboys were saying was because of lack of controller support, yet the day it launched, it had controller support. It was already in the game, and you couldn't play on Xbox. And the crazy part is the Xbox One X was out. It could have been a perfect game to play, but you had to wait. Timed exclusive Xbox first party on PC, right? What about Aura? That's exclusive to PC, not on Xbox, and it's on Game Pass, right? Here's the crazy part. You recently got Death Stranding that you have to buy because Kojima finally owned the rights to his game. The deal, whatever deal they had with PlayStation, he has full, complete rights. The game is now fully under Kojima Productions, and he was able to get his own publisher to get it on Xbox. And it's for sale on Xbox. It's not even on Game Pass. Yet, the game is on PC Game Pass for like at least a year. Maybe even longer. So PC gamers had access to this game on Game Pass for over a year. And you guys are now just getting it, and it's not even on Xbox Game Pass, from what I'm told. Maybe it is. I'm not sure. That's the future you like? That's the future you like. Even now, if you look on the online community, shit is so bad. Xbox gamers just want this gen to end and for Microsoft to kick off a new gen in 2026. This generation for Xbox sucks so bad, y'all already asking in 2024 to cut it off. This is the vision you like. Seeing more work by Microsoft on PC and less work on your own console. See PC get exclusives, timed exclusives by Microsoft's own efforts, while they just let their console go to shit. See Microsoft go out there and be like, yeah, we're supporting the Pro, PS5. Microsoft hosting shows and they mention PlayStation. That's the vision you like? I don't know. You looking like that dude Adam, who's watching his own wife get banged out. You know what I'm talking about? Adam and what's her name? Lena the Plug? That's who you looking like. Because you like Microsoft's vision and they're not giving you anything on your console. Unless you're on PC already. If you're on PC, then okay. Then I get it. Because now you're getting the benefit. But if you're on console, you're getting shitted on. In every way. And it's crazy.
It's pretty easy to understand.
To bash it, make the power narrative don't matter anymore. T-flops don't matter, or it's not enough T-flops. And, it's just, I'm kind of glad the console war is over because you can just ignore all this crazy stuff. But
it ain't over. It ain't over because you people still talking about it. It's over when you people decide to move on from this, man. See, the funny thing is, now I personally don't think it exists like the way they're mentioning it, but for them, they can't say it's over because the next video y'all gonna be dropping, y'all gonna be bashing Xbox. So how is it over?
Receipts for years.
It's over because of how you're being treated. Look how you're being treated on your console. You know what? You know when you're gonna wake up? You're gonna wake up when your favorite game, Gears, and that gets announced day and date on PlayStation. I think that's when you're going to realize, damn, Microsoft's been shitting on me. And then when it announced with Pro enhancement, and it does things you can't get on your console, on that day, I think if you haven't already, I think on that day is when you're going to realize, I'm just going to play on PC. Because I don't think it'll be on Pro or PlayStation for whatever reason, right? You get what you want. But I think on that day, you're going to realize that Microsoft, because you're still holding on this false hope that Xbox, Microsoft cares about your console. Because, you know, I have a feeling you're one of those, or it's not everything. I think you're one of those Xbox fanboys. It's not all of it. It's not the whole slate. I think Gears of War E-Day, oh man, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt bad. And you're gonna be a refugee. You're gonna be if you haven't already, if you're not already, PC refugee is gonna be your life. You're not gonna put up with that console. You're not gonna put up seeing Gears of War doing things on the Pro, and you're on your Xbox Series S doing bullshit.
And that's the great thing about it. We're going to be able to take these receipts, showing these
Let's
people.
not forget, this is the same PlayStation fanboy that didn't think MAG was a first-party game from Sony. Let's not forget, y'all. Remember?
People say it eats
Yeah, but I corrected them, so I know that was a first-party game.
monsters for breakfast, and we're just going to say that the PS5 Pro eats monsters for breakfast, and we'll be able to show it. Matter of fact, Call of Duty is PS5 Pro enhanced, and we know that that's going to be the best place to play it. You know, maybe 8K 120. You know, I can't wait. We got
8K 120 frames. You see what they already saying, guys?
I have to say that, yeah,
Come
that is far-fetched.
Come on, bro.
But it is better. It's already out. It's already out, dog. It's not even close.
Sony's out here suckering you guys like with the 8K narrative again.
we got another couple of days for all of these patches come out and all these. Yeah,
you messy.
so, I'm telling you, they've already started, right? A lot of these patches
Man, my video is already at 40 minutes, and I don't know if I'm going to
aren't even out.
Like, we're 10 minutes into his video and 40 minutes into discussion.
People
Oh, here we go. Oh, the patches ain't out yet. So that just goes to show you that most of these consoles are obsolete because you have to update. It's so funny that you guys complain about PC with their drivers and updates, but now you're complaining that these games are not running as well on the PS5 Pro because they're not patched and updated. What's funny about the Xbox, the games get enhanced just by you putting the game into the console. Now, of course, you could have patches and updates to make that better, but the console just makes the games better regardless of what you.
He literally just, oh my God, you're so stupid. You literally like dismissed your own point. Yes, the PlayStation has a boost mode that makes things better, right? But of course, when the developer adds the enhancements and takes advantage of the technology, the PSSR, you're going to get better results. Console's always been that way. In fact, that's literally the point of console is the developer optimizations and all the tools. Yes, they made it to where, hey, if the developers don't want to deal with it or they just want to move on because they don't have the time and resources to go back, the PSSR is going to, I mean, not the PSSR, but the PlayStation 5 Pro is going to do something. It does have some type of technology to improve some games. But that's on a game-by-game basis, and it's not going to implement PSSR on its own. It's not going to throw it in there. I wish the consoles can do that, but that's not how it works. It doesn't even work that way on PC. Even on PC, developers have to take advantage of DLSS. DLSS is not going to automatically work. It just doesn't work that way. You have to take advantage of that, right? So the console has all these technologies, and developers have to take advantage of it. That's why PlayStation, Sony made a mandate that from this day going forward, you have to take advantage of it. But that doesn't force mandates of games in the past. So a lot of these issues where people, oh, look at this game that came out in 2021, it sucks, and it sucks. But y'all going to ignore all the new shit that will have the PlayStation 5 Pro enhancement. But the funny part is you know that. You know that's how consoles work. But of course, you got to cuck for Xbox. Got to find a way to cuck. Unbelievable.
Put in with the auto HDR and everything. See, this also shows you that Microsoft has a better preservation of gaming than what Sony's doing. Because once Sony ceases to exist or whatever comes, you're going to, your PS5 Pro is going to essentially be a PS5 because you can't update the firmware update to get the latest and greatest graphics or whatever patch or update. Because remember, let's not forget, that's not on the disc. You see? This is why these consoles ain't nothing but a scam, these upgrades, because you're essentially paying for something that you don't even own. Because if you have a physical collection, and I put Alan Wake 2 just on the PS5 Pro unpatched, mind you, it's going to still play very similar to the one on PS5. The system itself can't improve these games. And this is one thing that I have a problem with a lot of these console upgrades is the fact that you can't put the game in and automatically have it upgraded. You feel me? You have to patch it. You have to update it. You have to do all these things which you don't own. I would prefer if all these assets was provided on the disc. But no, it's not.
This guy, oh my God, listen. You're talking about games that came out before the Pro was out. Like the new games that are come out. Let's say like Wolverine. The enhancement's going to be on the disc. Alan Wake 2 Pro enhancement's not on the disc because the game was already out. It came out last year. No, you're not going to get enhancements from games that came out before the Pro because the game's already out. So the only way to provide Pro enhancements on games that's already out is through updates. Wolverine's not going to have that problem. Grand Theft Auto 6, all the future games, hell, Assassin's Creed, the next one, all of that's going to have Pro enhancements on the disc. It's going to be on the disc. So no, Alan Wake 2 doesn't have Pro enhancement because it came out in 2023. What is wrong with you? So the only way to update it is through an update. What the fuck is wrong with you cats?
Graphs showing that the Pro compared to the X Series X, and it's the same, or it's crazy out there, man. It's just these dudes, man, they're delusional.
Mm-hmm. I'm already seeing a little bit of people using screenshots of comparison, but some of the games they're using, like for example, Elden Ring, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's not pro enhanced. It's not pro enhanced. So like,
yeah.
What are we doing here?
Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's not pro enhanced because the pro should automatically be able to improve the game regardless. See, this is what you people don't understand. This is why the pro is a complete waste of time and energy because, like I said, why do you have to wait for pro updates? See, PC, they can override that. They can say, oh, I want a higher frame rate. I want higher graphics. I want higher fidelity. They have the option to be able to do that. This is why consoles are so limited in their design and were only specifically made for gamers just to play games on it. Because look, why y'all using Elden Ring? I mean, you can't tell the difference, yeah, but, it needs a pro patch update. So you just admitted that if the company doesn't do a pro update or patch, the games will be entirely the same as the PS5. There you go. This is what people's argument it is, bro.
No, bro. No, bro. Shut your mouth. Just, you know what? I'm done with your dumb ass. All right? The Elden Ring has a little bit better performance. But they're being, it's not Lock 60, not all this stuff. It's not the bells and whistles. It's because it didn't take advantage of the full system. Now, dummy. Oh, my God. Now I remember why I don't want to talk to this dude. Every game going forward must be pro enhanced. So there is no scenario, it's up to the developer. No. Every game's getting pro enhancement. You're talking about games that are already out. Sony didn't mandate games in the past. Everybody has to go back, right? Any game of a company that's going back is because they're choosing that, right? But Sony locked in date saying, hey, if you're going to release a game, it's pro enhanced. And all companies will comply. So this little scenario of you're trying to make up saying, you have to rely on developers, they're all going to do it. Microsoft is going to do it. Every game Microsoft put on PlayStation is pro enhanced. Capcom, whoever the hell, every game going forward, all the new games, pro enhanced, not an option. So this little scenario thinking we're getting screwed over because you have to rely on pro enhancements, which might not happen, or any weird shit like that, that's not a scenario. This is just all older games that came out in the past. From Software may not have the resources and time to go back to their game and do pro enhancements. But when From Software makes their next game, they're going to what? They're going to what? What dream? Answer the question. They're going to what? Say it. Yes. They're going to have pro enhancements for their next game. You see? Yo, this is absolutely phenomenal. I couldn't even stomach watching. They were 13 minutes in. This shit's giving me a stomach ache. God, you are by far the dumbest cat I have ever seen in gaming. Like I've seen some dumb fanboys. But man, they at least knew some simple shit. You don't know a goddamn thing. You're the dumbest dude I have ever seen in my, no wonder you're 23, still in goddamn high school. How are they gonna allow you still in high school? Isn't that illegal, some shit? You chasing around 17-year-olds? I don't know. But anyway, I can't stomach this bullshit. This dude is just dumb beyond comprehension. You're the only friend in these YouTube streets, Porter77. This cat is out here, is bonkers. Like, wow. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you don't enjoy the video, I apologize. But man, anyway, you guys take care. Peace. Great. opening